Moved by Councillor Arola, seconded by Councillor Moffat. Resolved that the regular meeting commence at the hour of 7 p.m. And be it further resolved that Council acknowledges that we are meeting in the Robinson Superior Treaty area on lands that have been traditionally used by several Indigenous nations. But we would like to pay special recognition to our closest Indigenous neighbors, the communities of Bidagон, Anishinaabe, and Pic-Mobert First Nation. We wish to recognize the long history of the First Nations and Métis people in our region specifically and show respect to them today. All in favor? I'd like to call the meeting to order. There are no additions or deletions to the agenda. Seeing none, is there any disclosure of pecuniary interest? Seeing none, we'll move to the approval of the agenda. Moved by Councillor Moffat, seconded by Councillor Arola. Resolved that the agenda be approved as circulated. All in favor? There are no delegations or presentations, so we move to the adoption of the minutes of the previous meeting. Moved by Councillor Arola, seconded by Councillor Moffat. Resolved that the minutes of the regular meeting held on February 12, 2020 are adopted as circulated. All in favor? There are no petitions. There is one letter of correspondence. Do we need to bring it down? Or
we could bring it down. Yes.
Okay. Moved by Councillor Arola, seconded by Councillor Moffat. Resolved that correspondence item 0801 be received, and be it further resolved that agenda item 0801 be returned to Council under business for the meeting of February 26, 2020. All in favor? Thank you. Moved by Councillor Moffat, seconded by Councillor Arola. Resolved that the minutes of the meeting of the Thunder Bay District Social Service Administration Board held January 20th, 2020, regular, inaugural, and January 20th, 2020, closed, be accepted as received. All in favor? I don't have a verb.
Through the chair, I may have a few items for the CAO update. Cortec is the contractor. We have under agreement to be redoing our official plan and comprehensive zoning bylaw for the municipality. This is ongoing for a number of years. There was some delays in the last couple of years due to, with the municipal election, we wanted to wait till the new council was in, and you'll be working with that document for the next few years. And also there was a review being done of provincial policy statements. So it was time to get back to work on this. And I phoned the contractor to check on the status. And the planner working on our file is off on medical leave and will be probably till April. So is what they've told me. So as soon as they get back and they can put a timeline to this, they'll get back to us and I'll inform council of when we can get back to working on those two documents. We were contacted by the Canadian Council of Aviation and Aerospace and asked if we would provide somebody to help them work on some documents. So it's to do with the airport service. So Ray made himself available to the Canadian Council of Aviation and Aerospace Committee and sat on a board and reviewed two documents for them. So it was quite nice. These documents get distributed to all airports across Canada, and Manitouage and Ray are both listed in the acknowledgements for their work. These are 100-page documents that are used by airports across the country on a routine basis. So It was, we did it voluntarily to get involved, and it's nice to see him recognized for his work, and the municipality noted for what was done on that. So it's kind of a surprise to us when we received the new documents.
Very nice.
Yeah. We are getting ready for the auditors to come in to do the audit on the 2019 accounting. That will be happening at the end of March. And once that's complete, we will be providing council information and setting some times and process for budget review for 2020 and get into that process as soon as that's complete. So that's my update for you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Any questions?
Through the chair, do we have to wait for this audit to start our budget this year?
We want to make sure, obviously, Chris is new at this year and stuff, so we've decided that best we sit with the auditors, look at all the stuff. We don't want to bring you a document and then go back and have to plug holes after. We want to make sure we've covered all the bases, and we're talking about 4 weeks and we'll be back. We're still early in the game, so we're comfortable with that.
Okay, the next item is bylaws. Moved by Councillor Moffat, seconded by Councillor Rolla. Being a bylaw to regulate and license taxis and other vehicles for hire be read a first and second time.
Jolene will speak to this.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Through the chair, you received my admin report regarding taxi cab licensing fees in the bylaw. As you see in the report, we did receive another request from Mr. Brooks to revisit the charges and the fees for taxi licensing. We felt there was sufficient new information for us to bring that back to you, and in the report I expressed to you that we had looked at the costs, and we think that bringing those fees back in line with our neighboring communities and looking at administration time reflects what we have proposed to you. There's also some noted changes that are in the proposed bylaw, and I made notes of those. So if you have any questions for me, we could look at that.
Okay, through the chair. My only question and or concern is, has Mr. Brooks already paid his fees for 2020?
Yes, he has.
Okay, and when will this bylaw take effect?
We propose that the bylaw take effect at the end of March. That gives a chance for Mr. Brooks' staff to become familiar with any new regulations that are in the bylaw, and in a go-forward basis, then we would look at the proposed changes.
Okay, now saying that, my only concern is that I would like to see the fees that he has paid for 2020 be prorated over those 3 months, January, February, March, and then the remainder of the year be prorated accordingly to the new fees. The reason I'm saying that is basically to be fair, that if, John Doe was to come into town now on April 1st and want to start a business, he would actually be able to start up at a cheaper fee than what Mr. Brooks has been paying. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's my only concern about the whole deal. So if his fees could be prorated accordingly, I think that's definitely fair.
Through the chair, I agree with Councillor Moffat that once the new bylaw starts, the new prices start, and prorate what he's paid. So which would mean a refund, obviously.
Not very much, but...
We did give Mr. Brooks a chance to review the draft bylaw and to bring forward any questions, comments, or concerns that he had, and he did have a couple of questions that he brought to me, and he was satisfactory with the answers that he was given. He primarily was just looking at, would we be incorporating the commercial inspection license,
right.
And he was just wondering if we were going to be looking at adjusting the fees. He didn't have any other concerns.
Okay.
First of all, is it a big amount of money? Like, are we talking about a lot of money here? We're not talking.
That he has paid already,
Yeah,
or
that
that
it-
we would be
That we would be
we're proposing?
rebating or whatever.
I would think it'd be around $100 at quick math.
Approximately. around
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
So-
not a big
And it
amount.
wouldn't be a big administrative problem, would it be? or-
No.
That's the direction of council. We could just include that in the resolution to adopt the policy and fees.
Yes.
And
And
act
just,
accordingly
yeah,
based
for
on.
that amount of
Yeah,
money. It's not.
which is not a big deal, but to me, I just think it's fair. So, thank you.
And I think by making competitive with the other communities and making a little less money, it encourages them to have more taxis. You know, the
Oh,
more
for
we
sure.
have, the better
Better
off.
service, yeah. Yeah.
And be it further resolved, be read a third time, passed and numbered as bylaw number 2020-07. All in favor?
With the amendments, yes.
With the amendment.
With the,
Yeah, I
fee
do
return.
have a,
Yeah,
yeah.
thank you.
I'm just going to,
Fire test. Sorry, I thought I had it shut off. We're good enough.
Moved by Councillor Moffat, seconded by Councillor Rowland. Resolved that council is in receipt of administration report ADM 2020-01 submitted by Jolene Keogh, acting clerk, regarding taxi cab license fees and bylaw. And be it further resolved that upon conclusion of council's review and consideration, we direct staff as follows. Council sets the license fee to be $125 per year. And further, it is further resolved that any current license fees paid be prorated. And further, that bylaw number 2020-02 service fees and charges be brought back and amended at the next regular council meeting. All in favor?
Through the chair, if I may, I'd just like to acknowledge Jolene and the work she did on this,
Yeah.
reviewing, consultation, and vetting out to make sure we had everything legal and proper. In the they had to involve the MTO and everybody, so it's good work.
Yes,
Thank you.
good work.
A lot of paperwork in it.
Through the chair, I even noticed that you did include pieces that were needed for the new modern Uber Lyft type of
Yeah.
thing, if that ever became an issue. Okay, perfect, thank you.
thank you.
Good work.
Moved by Councillor Arola, seconded by Councillor Moffat. Resolved that council is in receipt of a letter from Chief Duncan Mushano and the Bitigon Council regarding reconciliation and strengthening the relationship between Manitouage and Bitigon, Nishnabeg, and cultural awareness training. Should we discuss this, or we?
Yeah,
So we received the letter addressed to mayor and council. It's an invitation to attend Bitigon for there's 3 different days they're hosting, and we believe it's a worthwhile partnering. The mayor and I have had discussions and prepared to a letter for the mayor to sign to return to them, saying we'd like to be involved. I think it's appropriate for management and council to be involved. There is 3 days, so it was felt that if we could stagger the days that we don't go all down on the same day, so they could have some kind of presence at the three different days of training. And the other thing, they want to do advertising. They're going to invite the residents of the community to attend as well, of Manitouage, and they're looking at forming partnerships. So we've discussed giving them our logo to use on the advertising and helping them with advertising on our website and such in town. So.
okay, that sounds great. And I'm sure, I don't know as of right now, but I'm sure I'd be able to attend at least one of those dates. Not sure which one.
It's the 14th, 15th, and 16th of April.
Yeah.
And there'll be all-day sessions in Bitigon.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah,
interested, so I'll have to wait for the time to see.
Sure. We'll just try to stagger it so that,
Yeah.
along with staff, we'll have council on
Yep.
each of the 3 days, hopefully.
Perfect.
Thank you. And be it further resolved that council is also mutually interested to strengthen and foster a relationship between Indigenous and non-Indigenous people of Manitouwadge and the Bidigon Missionabeg communities and supports the Cultural Awareness Training Program initiative. All in favor? Thank you. Moved by Councilor Rolla, seconded by Councilor Moffat. Resolved that council is in receipt of the report from Peggy Young Lovelace, Director of Expertise for Municipalities Office of the Integrity Commissioner regarding request for inquiry, code of conduct, dated February 3rd, 2020.
February 10th.
Pardon?
Sorry, February 10th?
No, February 3rd.
Oh, it's the 10th on the agenda.
Oh, it says the 10th on the agenda.
Oh,
Yeah,
does
it's
it?
3rd.
One of them's wrong.
Okay.
I can make the correction.
I'm just reading what
No,
I
that's
saw.
fine.
Thank you.
You were correct.
Resolved that council is in receipt of the report from Peggy Young Lovelace, Director of Expertise for Municipalities Office of the Integrity Commissioner regarding request for inquiry, code of conduct, dated February 10th, 2020. And be it further resolved that council accepts the report as received. All in favor? Thank you.
Chair, through the chair, if I may. All that they required of us is to ensure that we put it on the council agenda and that I respond to her that it was on the agenda and received.
Perfect.
And there's one more, the letter from...
Yeah, I don't have a resolution for that yet.
okay. You wanna
Okay,
just-
through the chair, I just wanted to reiterate what Michael Mantha is saying about the lack of service that Drive Test has to the northern communities. Like they say, their defense is that there's not enough people to book appointments. Well, that's because a lot of times people are not able to book appointments, so they end up having to go to the cities. And I, for one, fell into that group too. We didn't have the service available, so we have to go to the city. And that happens to a lot of residents in Manitouwadge, and I'm sure as well as a lot of other communities. And with the Drive Test saying that, the roads are not safe, well, that's, why are they not safe? It's their problem it's not safe. So anyway, that's just my frustration with Drive Test, and I totally agree with Mike's letter.
We belong to the Mayor's Association from the East Chapleau to Manitouwadge, and that is an item that comes up on our agenda quite often. We're going to have a meeting Monday again, and we'll make sure that we discuss that letter that Mike sent to Maloney and see if we can get that back on our agenda and see if we can get a letter sent out from all the mayors in the area.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
There are no motions or notice of motion, and there's no closed session. And therefore, moved by Councillor Moffat, seconded by Councillor Rolla, resolved that the regular meeting adjourn at the hour of 7:18. All in favor?